Today you're going to do something that scares you. You're going to go out of your comfort zone even a little. Fear is supposed to be something good. It's actually designed to keep us humans safe and out of harm's way. If you touch fire, you get burned. This in turn causes you to have a fear of fire. A fear of getting burned again. It's like you've learned that behavior. Fear can be a direct teacher or an indirect controller, so you have to be careful. When you fear something like snakes, you've likely had some experience with snakes, something negative. You know that snakes are dangerous, and when you see a snake, you have a reaction. This is expected, only it usually extends to all snakes, not just the dangerous ones. On the flip side, some of the fears that you have exist solely in the subconscious. These fears are not present in your awareness. These fears generally lead to more intense reactions, and they lead to more discomfort and anxiety. Hi everyone, I'm Lori. I'm your positivity princess. I'm here spreading love and positivity with every daily dose of positivity. If you love learning all about positivity from your positivity princess, click that like button. Click that subscribe button and that bell notification so you don't miss the next video. Let me ask you a question. In the world, what are you afraid of? What scares you? Do you have any phobias? A very common fear is spiders. It's called arachnophobia. I've always had a real problem with spiders. I was bitten by a spider when I was around 7 years old. Then when I was pregnant with my first child, Jacob, I was bitten again by a spider. This time it was in my sleep. I woke up to this weird little bite mark, like little fang marks, and it was terribly itchy and uncomfortable. It caused me to get a little infection on my chin, and it was horrible and yucky. It was actually awful. When I was around 12, I used to watch this daytime talk show called Ricki Lake. It was filmed in Toronto, and it was actually a pretty good show. The topics were usually something that I could relate to. So my sister and I decided to attend this show as audience members. Okay, I'll tell you how this relates to fear. Let me get there. The show topic that day were people that had strange phobias and fears. So one guest there was sharing his story that he was deathly afraid of having his nipples damaged while climbing out of a swimming pool. This was so obscure and so specific. I imagine that maybe it was made up to make a good story for the show. The idea of him climbing out of a swimming pool and hurting his nipples, it just seemed so unlikely and cringeworthy. Today's daily dose of positivity is all about facing your fears. Keep in mind there are different levels of fear. The milder end of fear spectrum being that a certain thing or concept leaves you uncomfortable. There are a few things that people often are afraid of that in reality have no association with danger. So things like fear of dirt or germs. There are some circumstances where dirt or germs can be dangerous, but people really take it to an extent. Fear of milk or other animal-based substances, fear of crossing the road, fear of butterflies. Some people have a really bad fear of costumes, people that are dressed up in these giant costumes, fear of small animals or rodents. Now I want to encourage you to take control of one of your fears today. Stop running and start to face this fear. The most proven way to overcome a fear is to face it head on. There are a few different approaches. One that I really support is the cognitive behavioral approach, which would suggest that you use exposure. What this means is that you will expose yourself to the thing for which you are afraid of. You will do this methodically and gradually, and you will reduce the association with anxiety and hence the physical reaction that accompanies that feared thing. For example, if you are afraid of dogs, which I used to be in the past, you can use the following steps. Start by looking at pictures of dogs and make sure that when you do, you're in a very calm mood. Look at the same picture, but this time it is accompanied by the sound of maybe a dog barking. Next, you can have the dog enter the room on a leash. And on the other side of the room, the next time you would have the dog enter and you would pet the dog, etc. At each step, you will use a calming technique and you will make sure that you learn new associations with the dog so that you know that the dog is safe. Dogs are safe. Dogs help you feel calm or make you feel calm. This new connection will allow a person who is afraid of dogs to relearn that dogs are not scary. This is similar to the idea of Pavlov's conditioning. In Pavlov's experiments, the dog learned to salivate every time he saw a white lab coat. For more on Pavlov's dogs, click here. A great book to read if you are struggling with fear and it holding you back is a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. A little blurb about this book from Amazon.com. With dynamic techniques and profound advice, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway has guided so many readers around the world to turn their fears, indecision, and anger into power, action, and love. Comment below, I will face one of my fears today. Comment below and tell me what fear you will likely face today. What are you going to do? I love all your comments, I love your questions, and I do my best to respond to all of them and in good time. Again, if you liked any of the stuff that you've heard, if you found any of it even minutely helpful, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and that bell notification, again, so you don't miss the next daily dose of positivity. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I love you all so much, and please have a wonderful day and be positive.